Arkansas, all sports. It's more sports.
Wow, what a night. What's going on, everybody? Wes Moore with you here on a Friday night football, round 2 of the playoffs, and it's been an absolutely incredible night. Sat around watching game after game after game on YouTube, just checking out some different games. Still got a couple games going on. Look at Sylvan Hills, Marion. Sylvan Hills with a great comeback in this one, and they took the lead 34 and just busted a long touchdown, but Marion comes right back. And it's 34-32 in the fourth quarter of that one. And Conway is still playing. About 2.5 minutes to go. Conway's trying to run out the clock. They're up 55-44. So they're up 11 on Bentonville West. This one it was tied at one point. I think Bentonville West has scored 3 special teams touchdowns. But Benton keeps putting points on the board, and they're up 55-44. In fact, I was checking on a couple of games that's going on right now. Let's look at the scoreboard and just get you caught up with everything. We got coaches from around the state, from around Central Arkansas. They're going to join us at different points. Of course, some of their games are just now getting over. So it may be a minute or two, but some games were over early. And hopefully we can get some of those coaches on here pretty quick. So anyway, let's go to the Hootens.com scoreboard and check out some of the 7A games. We'll start. Bentonville is leading Springdale 40-16. That one should be close to being over. Didn't quite get the mercy rule into effect, and it might be over and just need to update that. Let me hit refresh and just see if that one's gone final yet. Nope, not yet. Conway, like I said, up 11, trying to run out the last 2 minutes over Bentonville West. Bryant wins, no problem, 42-0 over Fayetteville. Rogers, no problems over Little Rock Christian Academy. They were up 35-0 at the half, and the mercy rule came into effect, and there was no more scoring after that. Let's move down to 6A. So as of right now, it's all chalk. All your home favorites, the 1 and 2 seats, have won the game. So as it appears right now, if Bentonville holds on, if Conway holds on, it'll be Conway going to Bentonville next Friday night, and Bryant will host Rogers. And that's 2 really good games. Rogers, the way they can score, and Jeff Regan, I had a friend there at the game. He was texting me, and he said, man, Regan just ran 80 yards for a touchdown. And then about 5 minutes later, he texted me again. Regan just went 98 yards for a touchdown. Jeff Regan, their quarterback, is fun to watch. Now to see him go up against that Bryant defense, that's a good matchup right there. Well, you see in Fayetteville with Hank Hendricks and their offense, shut them out. So very impressive for Bryant. Let's go to 6A. Sylvan Hills, Marion, 34-32. Let me check on that one real quick. Actually, we can share this. Our friends there at the Natural State Sports Network, they will not mind if we do a little quick look in. Don't forget about the Natural State Sports Network. They do an awesome job of not only Sylvan Hills, but Mills, Joe T. Robinson, Pulaski Academy. They did a lot of live streams on YouTube. And that's what I did tonight, just watching these different games on YouTube. Instead of just going to one, I was able to watch like 6-7 games tonight. So there you go, 34-32, Sylvan Hills on first down, just trying to run out the clock. It looks like Marion has 1 timeout left. So Sylvan Hills, honestly, yes, you would like to get a first down and put the game away and go into victory formation. But they're just going to run this clock as much as they can, make Marion use their final timeout. I would guess Marion will probably call a timeout after. Well, they could always wait until after third down and then make Sylvan Hills decide what they're going to do. Oh, little quarterback keeper. Can he get out of it? No. Oh, that's probably going to do away with any thoughts of a first down. That's going to push them back. He lost probably about 7 yards on that play. But clock continues to tick, and that's fine for Sylvan Hills. They got the play clock running now. I saw the officials wind it, so they're going to just sit there, run this down as far as they can, run the ball on third down. Marion will call their last timeout with about 30 seconds. Then what do? Just a little pooch punt maybe, and make Marion have to drive the length of the field in just seconds to maybe get a game-winning field goal. Let's stay on this game for a second because This is might have a little drama. They're going to use every second of the play clock. Mark Kelly, fantastic coach. He's going to call timeout with 1 second left on the play clock. So 26 seconds. You think this play will take about 5 seconds? They'll call timeout. 21 seconds. Maybe run a little play, maybe a little pooch kick. So Marion will probably have the ball with under 20 seconds left and have to drive the length of the field. Let me check on the Conway game real quick. 55-44, Conway up by 11. They have the ball. It's 3rd and 7 with 1:05 left in this game. All right. We'll go back. Still in the timeout with Sylvan Hills. We'll go back to the scoreboard here in just a second, and we'll get you caught up with the rest of the 6A. Hey, El Dorado, we said it last week. The East was really good. They went 3-1 against the West, and El Dorado pushed Shiloh Christian all the way to the end, but Shiloh gets the win 24-21. Greenwood, 59-21, kind of exploded. I think it was 14-14 at one point, but Greenwood's gone on a run. Looks like they're going to win. And Benton, I tell you what, this game was awesome. I watched a lot of it, and hopefully Brad Harris will be able to join us here at some point. I know they just finished up. They haven't been probably 5 minutes ago they finished up. We got our first coach with us, so let me get Stephen Keener in here. I'm going to stop sharing this. And Glenn Rose, we haven't made it down to 3A yet, but Glenn Rose gets the victory tonight, and their head coach joins us now. Coach Keener, welcome in. How are you feeling?
I feel great now. I always tell them that. People ask me before the games all the time, and I say, check back in with me about 3 hours from now, and I'll let you know.
All right, 19-9, Glen Rose gets the victory over Atkins. Tell everybody how this game went.
Well, not very well for us early. It seemed like anytime we needed something to go our way in the first half, the ball bounced the other way. We had about 3 turnovers, I think, to the top of my head in the first half. A pick, stripped one from us, streaking down the sideline. Safety. I mean, you name it. Anything that could have happened early. It seemed like the ball was bouncing the other way, but at the end of the day, when the buzzer went off, we found a way, and it's just testament to the kids and assistant coaches and everybody. Just head down, plugging, and just keep finding the way no matter what.
Were y'all winning at the half?
We were. Yeah. I'd be lying if I told you what the score was. Honestly, I think it was 12-0. We were up 12-0 at the half.
So no matter the mistakes, your defense was doing its job.
Yes, absolutely. Coach Nasky, Brandon Nasky, our defense coordinator, he did a heck of a job tonight. He had a heck of a plan. Had a great week of practice and preparation. And then the kids went out tonight. And like I said, we started out a little late, and but got settled, got grounded, and found a way. And sorry, I didn't realize we were recording the video either as well. You're probably tired of looking at my nostrils.
No, we just do this by the fly of our pants, man. When a coach calls in, we just stick them in, and we get them out. We got to.
Yeah, I realize the video now. Yeah.
All right, tell me who played well for you guys.
At the end of the day, junior quarterback Gage Hood played extremely well for us. We couldn't get much going in the passing game. When we try to pride ourselves here in Glen Rose, America, on the run game. And he really, really got us over the hump. I mean, the closing drive to finish the game, we went 95 on him to punch one in to close the game, and he pretty much carried the belt for us the entire time. We got the ball back, and same type thing. I think we were on the -10, so we had 90 to go there, but we just needed to get 3 first downs to get the clock to run out. And we just put it on his back one more time. Coach Wade Matlock does a heck of a job with our offensive line. Gage Hood is a ball player, and at the end of the day, if we need to find a way to move the chains or get the job done, I'm gonna snap it to him and let him do his thing.
Could have been nerves. Can you blame it on nerves to get on the start of this game?
I don't think so. Our kids have been there before. We're still really young. A lot of people don't realize that. Got about 3 seniors on both sides of the ball that contribute. The rest of them we're really junior led, junior heavy. So those kids, I mean, they got their bubble pops last year already, and Gage Hood is our quarterback. I moved him up as a 9th grader, He got a lot of PT all the way up to the semifinal game 3 years ago as a ninth grader. Another D lineman, Riley Cox. He's OLDL for us. Same type deal when they were in ninth grade, moved him up. He started at a one technique interior D lineman for us at Boonville in the semifinals that year at 13 years old. And so he's not 13 years old anymore, and he sure don't look it.
What's next for Glen Rose?
Boonville Bearcats coming back. So this is the first time anybody from that conference, Charleston, Boonville, Mansfield, nobody from that conference has ever been down here in Glen Rose, baby, and hopefully we can welcome them right. So.
Boonville went on the road tonight and knocked off Rivercrest 41-13. So that was a mild upset, I would say, but still, we know about Boonville, the tradition, and what they stand for. This is going to be a fun game next Friday night.
Absolutely. It seems like we've ran into them deep in the playoffs. Every other year it seems like for a while, or at least since I took over. But if we're able to do so, that means we're doing something right. We're playing at the times we need to be playing, and we're going to be right here at the house on Thanksgiving. We're going to welcome in a double slot team, and we're going to line up and snap it and see what happens.
What's the feeling and what's the plan for Thanksgiving?
We're going to bring them in each and every day at 8 o'clock. Plenty of time for them to still sleep a little bit, still be able to get out to the deer woods early if they want and get to me, and then still got all their afternoon to do it as well. And so we try to, it's a long week of not being in school, so we try to keep it somewhat on a schedule that they're normally used to. We want our kids up and at it and not sleep until noon every day. I think that does a lot over time. We don't want by Friday rolling around. We want them fresh and, about as normal of a schedule as you can make it. And so we're going to be up here whistle blowing at 8 o'clock every morning. And hopefully it's a good week for us. We're blessed to be playing on it again.
Well, Coach, thank you for calling in. Congratulations on the victory over Atkins, and you get to play another week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hopefully I can call you back again around this time next Friday as well.
Let's plan on it. Let's do
Yes,
it.
sir. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Stephen Keener joining us as Glen Rose gets the victory. Let's head out Highway 10 to Joe T. Robinson. Tyler Updegrove joins us. A couple more gray hairs. I can see them, Coach. That was dramatic is one way to put it.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That you guys resilient is a good word, I think. You trail, and this is a good Farmington team. We talked about it all week. What a great matchup!
Oh my gosh, man!
Great
Hayden Lester,
Coach Ty,
one of the best football players that I've coached against. Their quarterback is just unreal. We couldn't get him on the ground for most of the game, and just an unreal kid, unreal player.
And 24-21 is the final, by the way, for those just catching up. Joe T wins, advances, beats Farmington tonight. Deuce, I saw a tweet. He had like around 200, 250 yards in the first half, and then you lost him.
Yeah. He's he just re-aggravated that ankle, and it wasn't worth it. That's probably the most proud I've been of a team in my 15-year coaching, because we just had guys step up. Our number 3-ish 4 running back, Bryshawn Cunningham, came in late in the third and gave us a spark. I mean, he busted off like a 10-yarder, then a 15-yarder, and then about a 30 or 40-yarder. And boy, we needed it. They had just missed a field goal, and it was so huge for our kids.
It was loud. I was watching at that point, and it got really loud after that missed field goal, and y'all took advantage of it. And then the big drive at the end of the game to go down and kick that field goal with about a minute left to win.
Yeah, no, with the way our season already ended last year and fashion, just so gratifying for our kids, and I'm just really happy for them because they finished it. And then I was scared with them having the ball left with a minute left with no timeouts, just because the Lester kid makes stuff happen. And our last two drives, or their last drives, we had kids step up and finally get him on the ground and finally get his eyes down to where we could make plays. And just so proud of our kids for stepping up.
What's next for Joe T?
Well, we got to get healthy, and I think I was told we got Morrilton. So
yeah,
we've seen them on film. They're a good football team too. So we gotta get healthy and then start practice on Monday. And it's always exciting and fun to play. During Thanksgiving week, we usually do on Thursday. We'll practice in the morning, and we invite everybody from the community out to do a big breakfast, and it's always fun. And that was a special thing about tonight. I bet you we had 25 former players at the game. And just seeing how excited they were for the younger guys, it's what makes our program special. We're not a fly-by-night program. We've got kids who are invested in this even after they leave. So it's just awesome.
And you face another really good quarterback. Morgan's got Maddox Berry.
Man. Yeah. No, the West definitely has some quarterbacks apparently. So, just another challenge. And we got to see if our kids are going to step up and meet it. I have no doubt that they will.
Coach, thanks. We appreciate you coming on, and congratulations on the victory.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
You bet. Tyler Updegrove, Coach Up, joining us as Joe T gets the victory, a dramatic victory, kicking a field goal with about a minute to go, and Joe T wins 24-21 over Farmington. Another tight game, but, it's the playoffs. What do you expect? Trey Shucker joined us from Arkadelphia and got to catch the last part of this game, and dramatic. It was a dramatic, fun game, but you guys get the win.
Yeah, at this time of the year, it's just find a way to win. It wasn't a pretty one. Clinton is a very good team. Coach DeFriend and his staff do a great job. They were ready to play, and we knew they would be. They're, like I said, they're a really good team. But this time of year, find a way to win. Our defense stepped up, had some crucial stops, big goal line stand. Offense found a way to click the last couple drives of the game and put points on the board. Special teams created good field position for us. We had a punt block that we got a safety off of. And so it just really came down to a lot of big plays being made. And, we made enough to win.
All right, tell everybody kind of how the game unfolded as far as scoring and how y'all came from behind.
Yeah, so starting out, our offense really didn't move the ball. Our defense did a really good job of getting them off the field. We weren't able to run the ball very well. We had to throw the ball to win. But it just took a long time to get us some points on the board. They ended up we blocked the punt early, got 2, so we went up 2-0. And then they ended up scoring. And so they kicked a field goal. They went up 10-2, and we ended up scoring. We ended up going for 2 and tying it up 10-10. And that was the halftime score. And then in the second half, we were able to come out. Offense again, didn't score the first time out. Defense went out and got them off the field. And then we kind of started clicking on offense, and that's kind of how it went. So
were they up and then you scored late to get the victory?
Yeah. So they went up, they took the lead. And then we drove the whole field. And we ended up scoring with less than a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, I knew it was late when I was watching. Y'all got that score.
They kicked a field goal to go up 2, I believe.
18-16.
Yeah.
Yep. What's it say about your team? That offense not clicking until the end, and then to get those drives that, to seal the deal and win it.
Yeah, it just come down to we weren't making the plays. The plays were there to be made, and we just weren't making them. You have nights like that. The ball's going to the right spot. We had a lot of drops tonight. It's just one of those things, one of those nights. It's playoff time. Everybody's amped up, and sometimes you just get out of yourself with that. But we were able to find a way to kind of play under control and found a way to get it done.
What's the plan for this week with Thanksgiving?
Yeah, so the way we do it, we practice in the afternoon, Monday and Tuesday. We'll bring them in at 1 o'clock and get a lot of work done on Monday, clean up a lot of stuff from this, put our game plan in. Tuesday will be our heavy day of it. Wednesday for us, we'll bring them back in the morning. We'll start at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then afterwards, and this is something special here, I think this is going to be the 13th or 14th time in the last 14 or 15 years. We've only missed it one time in that amount of time. So it's special time for us. We take it for granted. It's not easy to get to play on Thanksgiving, but One of the traditions that we've started around here is on Wednesday after practice, after the morning practice, our parents step up and put together a big Thanksgiving meal for our team, and just enjoy the Thanksgiving time, because not every kid gets to have a true Thanksgiving meal. So our parents step up and provide that for our team after the Wednesday practice, and then we bring them back on Thanksgiving morning, do a run through. We bring back some alumni that's been a part of Thanksgiving week games, and they get to speak to the team, and it's a special deal.
That's awesome. What's next for y'all? Friday night.
Yeah. Yep. So I believe we're playing Elkins. We get to go to Elkins.
That's right. They beat Batesville Southside. That was a great game, 24-21. Elkins gets the victory. So you hit the road. What do you know about Elkins?
They're a good team, just like they were last year. I believe they graduated quite a bit, but they've been able to replace them. They're doing a really good job building their program and next man up mentality. They graduated group, and the next group behind them is able to fill the roles, and they're a really good team. I don't have any film on them or anything like that, but just from what I've heard, they're a bunch just like last year. I know their defense is very good. They've got some skilled players that can go. So we've got to do a good job of matching up. We've got to get healthy and be ready to go. So it's a long haul up there. We've got to be ready to make the trip. We've done a really good job of playing on the road this year. We've won some big ball games on the road. So I believe we're battle tested. But it comes down to just finding a way to win. We're gonna have to do it again.
Coach, thanks. We appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
You bet. Maybe tough next Friday night to have you on the bus coming back.
Yeah. I drive our trailer with all of our equipment, so I won't be able to do it.
All right. Well, we'll hopefully be talking about a Badger victory. Thank you for coming
Sounds
on
good.
tonight.
Thank you.
That's Trey Shucker joining us as Arkadelphia gets the victory tonight and move on to take on Elkins next week. All right, no other coaches right now. Let's go back to the scoreboard real quick and get you caught back up. And I can hold on before we do that. Let me just take a look at these other games. Looks like Conway is finished. Coach James is talking with the team right now. They win 55-44. Had to back it up on YouTube a little bit, but they win. Sylvan Hills is done. Let me back this game up. So we got – oh, yeah, they win 34-32. It scared me because they're showing highlights. And I was like, wait a second, how did this happen? Remember, Arkadelphia was trying to run out the clock, 34-32. That's when some of the coaches started calling. They ended up winning. How did they do that? Let me see here. I'm going back on YouTube. They had a 3rd and 20 with 40 seconds left, and they're just trying to run out the clock. After the timeout, he's looking over to the side. Well, I'm hoping to get Coach Kelly on here. He is probably still talking to the team. So they called a timeout. They ran a play to the right, didn't get anything. Wow, what a great play from the running back. He was almost forced out of bounds and just slid down, stopped. Marion has to call their final timeout with 16 seconds left. Sylvan Hills then pins them deep around the 15-yard line. They ran one play. Sylvan Hills tackles them. They win 34-32, your final. Sylvan Hills, a comeback victory to advance in the playoffs and to get a little payback. If you remember, they were 9-1. Their one loss came to Sylvan Hills the first week of conference season, and that was kind of the rallying cry. The team wanted to play Marion. And they got Marion, and it was a nail biter, but they advanced. All right, so we were in – well, let me just refresh it real quick, and we'll run through everything. Maybe some of these finals – our scores are now final. They are 7A's all final. Bentonville does win. They knock off Springdale. Conway over Bentonville West. Bryant 42-0. Rogers 35-0. So it's all chalk. Conway goes to Bentonville next week. Rogers goes to Bryant. In 6A, it's all finished. So Sylvan Hills, like we said, 34-32. Shiloh holds on, wins 24-21 over El Dorado. Greenwood, 59-21. And Benton, 63-49 over Mountain Home. All chalk. 1s and 2s win. So Shiloh will come to Sylvan Hills next Friday night. Man, that's a fun game. And Benton goes to Greenwood. Man, I would like to go to that game. That would be fun. Look at the points. That's 122 combined points they put up tonight. And Benton was just moving the ball all night. Mountain Home, their running back, that dude is the real deal. I mean, he is fun to watch. Tough runner. Hopefully we'll get Coach Harris on here in a few minutes, and we can talk about that. 5A is all done. So you got Joe T. You got Hot Springs upset by Morrilton. I don't want to call it more, but not too much of a lot of these were 50-50 games. They were hard to predict. And you can see the scores. They're all one-score games. Yeah. Joe T by a field goal. Morrilton wins by 7. Morrilton scored late, and they were up. They were down 6, scored late, got the 2-point conversion. Hot Springs drives down. Last play of the game, Hot Springs throws it in the end zone, about a 30-yard pass, and it looked like the receiver was going to catch it. They knock it loose, and Morrilton wins 34-27. Parkview comes from behind. I'll text Coach Bolding, see if he can call in. They win 21-17 and score late. And then Lakeside, 24-21. So that's 3, 4, that's 7 total points, 14 total points, 20 total points. Those 4 games decided by 20 points. Next week, you'll have Joe T hosting Morrilton. And then you have Parkview Lakeside rematch. How about that? Wow. Okay. And so now, we got 2 from the south, Lakeside and Parkview, 1 from the central, and 1 from the west. That's what's left in the 5A. Now moving down to 4A, Stuttgart. Oh, Coach Price. Where's my phone? Some of these coaches should be getting close to calling in. Let me double check, make sure nobody's in the green room waiting on us. Nope, they're not. I'll let y'all look at this scoreboard real quick. Oh, I need to switch that over so you can actually see the scoreboard. That is my fault. I can do better than that. There you go. Y'all look at the scoreboard for just a second. I'm going to text some of these coaches and tell them that we are ready when they are. I'll text Coach Harris, Brad Harris, Bobby Bolding. Oh, we got to get Phil Vega on here. You see the Dardanelle score there at the very bottom? That was another great finish. Their announcer said that was the best team they had faced all season. Who else? There's Josh Price. Get him. We may have just a run of coaches all calling in at the same time, but we'll work our way through them and find out about their games. That's my favorite part of the show. I think that's it. I'm not going to bother the coaches that lost. All right, 4A. Stuttgart, the big win over Blytheville. Mills falls to Bauxite. Coach Caleb Perry and the Miners. Man, I knew this was going to be just a fight. Both just physical. Bauxite gets the win 40-28. Elkins, we talked with Coach Shucker, they win 24-21. So Arkadelphia goes to Elkins. Warren. I talked with Thomas Thrash this week, and he pointed this out. I thought it was very interesting. Gosnell got the bye last week. In week 10, it was a blowout. Like they only played half the game. Week 9, they didn't have a game because the team had dropped to 8-man or I can't remember the circumstances. So basically, Gosnell had played a half in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, now going on 4 weeks. And he thought they'd be a little rusty. Sure enough, I thought Warren was in control of this game. They had a nice lead. I look up and the final's 44-42. But Warren gets the victory. Prairie Grove holds on to beat Pocahontas by a touchdown. Dardanelle by a point. And Monticello, that was a comeback victory. Gravett was winning this game. I thought I'd kind of penciled in Gravett, and Monticello wins. So next week, it looks like in 4A, you'll have Stuttgart hosting Bauxite. Arkadelphia goes to Elkins. You got Prairie Grove, and I guess Prairie Grove will host Warren, I believe, and Dardanelle will host Monticello. All right, I hear a coach joining us. Let's go. Let me end this. Stop sharing. We'll bring in our next coach. And we got, Quad Sanders from Bryant. Coach, welcome in. I know you're doing well. That was, you know what? I thought this would be fun to watch because you got Fayetteville and Hank Hendricks and their receivers and that offense. Man, your defense did the job tonight, shutting them out 42-0.
Yeah, man, they definitely did a good job of running to the ball, playing hard, executing, stand over the top. But Hank Hendricks is a dude for sure.
All right, your offense clicking. They put up 42 points, or was the defense helping?
Oh, it was both. It was both. We clicked on all three phases of the game, which is what you need to through the entirety of the playoffs. So it was just we worked well together. We worked well together. We got stops, we scored. We got stops, we scored. You know.
Yeah, you're not usually in a good mood after victories. Are you in a good mood tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always in a good mood. I'm always in a good mood after you win. A win is a win. It's just,
Hey.
As a coach, man, your mind immediately go to the next one, and you start thinking about what you can correct. So, I'm always excited after a win.
What'd you learn about
the hard way? Enjoy them while you can, because when you lose,
What'd you learn about your team tonight and the way they practice this week?
Well, I learned that when we practice good, we'll play good, equally as good, So the preparation was good, and so the game ended up playing out well as well. So we just got to take more consideration into how we prepare, more game like as we did this week, and we usually do, but we just put a lot of emphasis on the details, especially the pre-snap stuff.
I'll be honest with you, the game kind of got out of hand, and I turned it off and quit watching. Did you mercy rule them in the first half? Was it a running clock the entire second half?
Yeah, it was 35-0 at the half.
Okay. All right, next up, you got Rodgers and Jeff Regan, and I was getting reports from a buddy at that game. Yeah, he said he just went 80 yards for a touchdown, and about 10 minutes later, he texted me back and he said he just went 98 for another touchdown.
Whole different league. That dude's in a whole different league. Him and Lindsey are in a whole different ball league, dog. Lindsey is probably, arguably one of the top, if not the top player. If you want to talk about all-around player in Arkansas, guy that can do it on both sides of the ball with Lindsey, and then you got a quarterback who probably runs a 4.2 40, who's built like a running back, but can throw it enough. Dangerous game.
Think that's the best offense maybe your team has faced all year, Rodgers?
It's hard to say. Because we faced some good offenses, man. I know. Everybody look at Fayetteville and say you held them to 0. But have you ever seen Fayetteville play? You ever seen Conway score? We played some teams that's scoring a lot of points on people, I know Ben's a little bit as a 6A school, but you seen them score.
Yeah.
You seen the team out of Georgia score. So we played some really good offenses. It's hard to say. I would say this is the most dangerous quarterback we've played, not because he can throw it, but because he can throw it and he can run it really, really, really well in their scheme as well.
Coach, thank you. Congratulations on the victory, and hopefully we're talking to you next Friday night, and I can put a smile on your face.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care, Coach. Quad Sanders, Bryant moves on. It's Bryant hosting Rodgers next week. We got our next coach ready to go. Josh Price from Stuttgart. Coach, welcome in. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Playoffs, win in advance.
Well, you ought to be in a pretty good mood. I think it looked like y'all played well tonight.
We did after the first couple of minutes. We looked pretty sluggish coming off that bye. We dropped 2 touchdown passes on the same drive and don't score. At halftime, we had to have a discussion about our effort on defense or lack thereof, to be honest with you. So we weren't playing real hard, standing around a little bit. So we got that fixed and came out and shut them out in the second half.
Let me bring your buddy in right now. I think he would enjoy the conversation. Buck James and Conway gets the victory. So we get both of y'all on together.
What's
both
up,
getting
Coach?
victory. Coach, can you hear us?
I can.
All right, you got Josh Price with you. They get the victory. You guys get the victory. I got 2 happy coaches with me.
Well, I bet he's probably in the same boat as me. He wants to play better and get to the next level and play better.
That's correct.
That's what he just told us. Had to have a halftime discussion, is what he said.
It was a discussion. It was a very one-sided discussion.
It's there's teams that win their way here, and there's teams that win their way out of this thing. And we played a team tonight that played very well, and we didn't play very well, and we made it a lot harder than it should have been. But my hat's off to Bentonville West. Offensively, they're one of the best football teams I've seen all year.
Coach Price, you got Bauxite next after they I don't want to say upset. That's two good teams after they went on the road and beat Mills. What do you think about playing Bauxite?
Well, yeah, just because of 3 beat 1, they're playing Nashville, Arkadelphia. The 7-4A is light years better than the 2-4A. So I think everybody in the state that's still involved thought Bauxite was going to go win that game. Coach Perry does a good job. They got a bunch of good-looking kids. I know they've got a mountain of a left tackle that's got Division I offers from everybody in the country. So we'll enjoy this win. We'll take off tomorrow and go do some deer hunting and messing around, and then Sunday morning at 9 we go right back to work.
Coach, go get you one. I appreciate your time. Thank you for joining
You bet,
us.
buddy. Have a good evening. Good luck, Coach.
Josh. And we'll keep Buck James on here with us. Coach, man, what a game. I got caught up watching it back and forth. And I guess it was the Bentonville special teams there for a while was giving you troubles and keeping them in the game.
Well, Wes, they scored 14 points and never ran an offensive play, so that tells you a little bit of something about special teams. They returned back-to-back kickoffs, and we scored both our possessions. So, we played well enough offensively to win the ball game. Defensively, we got to play a lot better. We didn't even play close to playing the game we played last week against Bryant, and we've got to do better. We've got to prepare ourselves better, and we've got to step our game up. The level that Bentonville and Bryan is at, they are able to do it week in and week out. And the Conway Wampus Cats, do it every once in a while. And that's the difference in Conway and Bentonville and Bryant.
Offensively, though, you guys were clicking. It looked like y'all were moving the ball pretty good every time I was watching.
I thought we did, and I thought we ran the ball well. I thought we threw it well. I think we got there at the end and just got conservative and didn't let our, I thought we did a really good job of not letting our offense beat our defense. And when we got 2 scores ahead, but I think our offensive line played really well. I thought our running backs ran the ball extremely well, and I thought our quarterbacks played well. I think we dropped a couple touchdown passes. Other than that, I thought our receivers played well. And if you look at it from one lens, I think you feel good about it. You look from the other, then we got a lot of work to do. And that's what young defenses do is, they peak and valley, and we've got to grow up, and we've got to tackle better, and we've got to play better.
All right, final question. I'll let you go. What about going to Bentonville next week?
Well, been there, done that. We've been in this game, Conway, for the last 5 years. We've got to learn to go knock the door down. And, Bentonville's got a good football team. We've been up there this year already. They're solid, very well coached. They've got great athletes. We're going to have to play the best game of our year to be able to beat those guys. And there's no doubt about it. We're not going to go up there and play like we played tonight and have any chance of the world trying to beat them.
Coach, thank you. I appreciate you calling in, and congratulations on the win.
Hey, thanks, Wes. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, Buck James. Conway wins 55-44. Let's keep it rolling. We'll bring in Brad Harris, head coach of the Benton Panthers. And good Lord, Coach, that was a heck of a ball game. I got caught up watching it on YouTube and couldn't turn it off, and so I had to go get out a computer and my phone. So I had 3 different games on that were coming down to the wire. And let me ask you first, because I was telling everybody, I want your thoughts on that Mountain Home running back.
Wes, he's as good as we've seen this year. I'm being real honest. We've seen Bryant's running backs, Parkview, North Little Rock. Marion's got 2 good ones. El Dorado's got a really good one. But Barrett Miller is as good as they come, man. I'm going to tell you what, he's tough. He's hard-nosed. He catches the ball in the backfield really well. To kind of give you an idea, the guy had 23 carries for 196 and 2 touchdowns. And then he also he had 4 receptions for 141 and a touchdown. We could not control the guy, man. I mean, he was all over the place tonight. And half the time when they're putting him out wide, we know who they're trying to go to. We're trying to bracket him the best we can, and that dude's finding ways to make plays. One of the biggest plays he made was late in the game. We had him wrapped up on a 3rd and long, and he squirts out the back, almost scores, gets the football down to the 1-yard line. Instead of it being 4th and goal from maybe the 10, it's 4th and goal from the 1. Then he punches it in right after that, But he's just tough, hard-nosed, and and a really, really good player. Somebody needs to get on him. I know Harding's recruiting him. Coach Airy told me he's a typical Harding running back, man. That dude, he would have a phenomenal career if he goes there. But very impressed with him, Wes.
Yeah, and honestly, on that scrum, and he breaks loose of that scrum,
Yep.
I bet when you go back and watch the replay, I think he scored. He landed on the back of your player and wasn't down, and I thought the ball crossed the goal line. But anyway, it was a phenomenal play.
Yeah, it was a great play by him. He just kept those legs churning, man. He's put together too. Pregame, I was like watching him. I was like, dang, he looks good. He's a big, strong kid and can run. He can go.
All right, let's talk about your offense and Drew Davis. Very
Gotcha.
impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
they were just moving the ball all night.
Yeah, Drew had a phenomenal night tonight. He had 14 rush attempts for 127 and 3 touchdowns. He was also 32 of 43 for 387. All right,
Wow.
and 6 touchdowns. Just a phenomenal night tonight out of him. He done a heck of a job. I mean, and we knew that we were going to have him have a huge night for us, and he just stepped up, big senior, big time play and everything. Had to have it out of him, and he delivered for us, man, when we had to. Sorry about the lights there. Our lights cut off at certain times every night. So
I thought one of your assistants was messing with you.
no, they shut off automatically at certain times on weekends, So we got to go turn them back on. So one of the guys went and got them. So, but no, Drew Davis, he's a dude, man. He's a 3-year starter for us, and we're not where we're at without that guy. But we also got a couple of good senior receivers, and Carson Collett had a big night tonight. Had 10 catches for 114, 3 touchdowns. Will Carter, they did a really good job on Will. Will had a phenomenal. He's been out most of the season with injury, but he played 7 games. He had 950 yards in 7 games and 15 touchdowns. And they did a lot of stuff with him, bracketed him a lot, tried to take him away. He still had 3 catches for 82 and a touchdown. Our sophomore receiver, Easton Snellings, had 8 catches for only 52 yards, but they were big, man. Every time they would back off him, we'd big first down catches, things like that. So we mixed it around. John Curtis Barger, our tight end, had 3 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. So we spread it around. Drew did a phenomenal job of feeding everybody tonight.
Now, watching Collett, he's hard to tackle. It's impressive how he gets out of some tackles.
Yeah, he's explosive, Wes, very explosive. He's going to run low 4.5s every time when you clock him, and he's strong. He's a 275-pound power clean kid, 275-pound bench at 155, 60 pounds, really strong, explosive kid. He's more straight line. Will's a little bit more side to side than he is, but he's just now getting back to full speed too. He and Will both have been battling hamstring injuries all year.
Wow.
Got them back about week 4 or 5 of the season, and they're finally starting to get healthy, and it's happening at the right time, and we're going to need them next week at Greenwood.
Yeah, that's where I was going next. Let's talk about going to Greenwood.
Right. Hey, we're excited to be playing Thanksgiving again. This is 4 years in a row. Our senior class has played in the semis every year, and we know it's going to be a tough run up there, but I mean, you're going to have to, the championship's going to have to go through Greenwood at some point, whether you're playing with their place, you're playing with War Memorial, and sometimes it's good to get out on the road and play somebody. We played well on the road this year, and we know it's going to be a hostile environment. We went up there in 2022, played them in the semis, had a couple of opportunities, just didn't cash in. We fumbled football going into the end zone, then leave one right before halftime, just inside the 5, and they beat us by 6 up there. So, these guys are going to have a great week of practice, I know, and they're going to be ready to go. When you got leaders like Drew, Will, and Carson on offensive line, Garrett Pilkington on our right tackle, Antonio Shelton, Weston Monson on defense, they're going to get the guys right, and they know what's at stake. We have an opportunity to possibly play for a state championship and knock off a really talented Greenwood team. Well, they won like 77 games up there, I think, Wes, something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's a crazy number.
Yep, I think the last time they got beat was in 2014, which was my first year at Benton. They got beat in the second round because we thought we would play them in the semis, and El Dorado beat them up there. And then we ended up playing El Dorado in the semis at our place. But, man, it's a heck of a streak. Tough place to know. It's going to be a heck of an environment. I'm excited about playing.
Will you use that? I mean, this can be the team that makes history and ends that long winning streak with Greenwood.
Oh, for sure. It's already been the seed has been planted already, Wes. We've had a historic year this year, with Drew breaking he's thrown 100, I don't know, about 115 touchdown passes now, breaking the 100 mark. He's the all-time leading quarterback passing yards. touchdowns, everything at Benton. This year, I've been fortunate enough to be at Benton. This is my 10th year. I broke a record for the most wins at Benton and everything. So we've had a lot of history happen already this year. And I just told the guys, hey, let's continue making some history. Nobody's given us a lot of chance this year. We graduated basically 10 seniors on defense and 5, 6 on offense. And a lot of people counted us out, didn't think we'd be there. But these guys have had a lot of heart, a lot of energy, play with a lot of passion. And I know they're going to do that again this next week.
Awesome. Coach, thanks. Congratulations. And, man, maybe we can figure out a way if you break that winning streak somehow to call on the road next week.
Send me a link, man. If we win it, I'll dang sure jump on with you for sure. I'll jump on with you if we don't, but if we win it, I'll be jacked up, man. It'll be a lot of fun, okay?
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Appreciate it,
Great
Wes.
job. Brad Harris joining us. That would be kind of cool, having him on the phone on the bus maybe. You see the logo up at the top, Gwatney Buick GMC. Couldn't do it without them. While we're waiting on another coach, let me tell you about the Black Friday, big Black Friday a week from tonight. Well, you don't even have to wait till next Friday. You can go out there this weekend because they're celebrating Black Friday all month at Gwatney Buick GMC. Right now, they have some great deals. New Sierra 1500 up to 20% off MSRP. 2026 Terrains at just $279 a month. 2026 Buick Encore GX, $199 a month. And don't forget about the hottest crossover out there, the 2025 Invista Preferred, $179 a month. Black Friday, it's going on all month long at Gwatney Buick GMC. Go visit them at the 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. You can also check out the website, GwatneyBuickGMC.com. They take care of us. Let's go take care of them. Show your support to them because, hey, they're supporting us and making this possible. No coaches right now. Got a couple more I'm kind of waiting for. Let's go back to the scoreboard and finish up. We've taken a look at 7A, 6A, 5A. We've kind of done the matchups for next week and what it's going to look like. We've even talked a little 4A because we've had some 4A coaches on, including Josh Price at Stuttgart. They'll have Bauxite next week. Arkadelphia's Trey Shucker. They're heading to Elkins next week. Got Prairie Grove hosting Warren, I believe, and Dardanelle. Where's Phil Vega? Hold on just a second. I'm texting him. That was an awesome game. All right. They win 35-34 over Hamburg, so they'll be hosting Monticello next week. Now down to 3A. You got Mansfield. They win again, 51-22. Do not have a score on Bismarck. Or hold on, let me refresh this. It's been a while since I refreshed it. See, there you go. They'll be hosting Bismarck. They knock off McGee 35-12. Salem wins 40-20. Salem #1 all season long, pretty much. They're going to host Osceola. That's going to be a fun game. Salem, Osceola. Boonville goes to Rivercrest, gets the victory. They will go to Glen Rose next week. So the Beavers, who beat Atkins by 10, will host the Boonville. Fordyce wins in overtime over Charleston. What a great game that was. They will host Mayflower next week. The Eagles went down to Smackover, and it was 14-0 when I started watching, and Smackover just couldn't do much. Then Mayflower scored again. It was 21-0. I think they kicked a field goal. It was 24-0. Maybe 27-0. No, I think they missed an extra point. That's what it was. Anyway, they were in control of this game late, and I quit watching, and I didn't even know Smackover scored. I think they scored late. So Mayflower back on the road. They will go to Fordyce. Man, Mayflower's defense is so good. Look again. I mean, how many touchdowns? I know you can count on two hands all year how many they've given up their first team, and they hold Smackover to just 7 points. In 2A, this is all complete. So we're all set in the semifinals, and the 2A2 is dominating. Our friend Randy Pickerel, Desart, Cross County, EPC. Look at these scores. EPC wins 61-20 over Poland. Mount Ida, 49-21 over Carlisle. Cross County goes down to Junction City, and it wasn't that close. I know it says by 26, but Cross County, they may have mercy ruled them, and Junction City scored late. And then Desart Desart beats Mineral Springs. So, yeah, thank you, Randy. The 2A2 3 wins tonight, and 3 of the 4 teams remaining in 2A are all from the same conference. You'll have EPC hosting Mount Ida. Wow. I mean, that could be a state championship game. They're playing in the semifinals. Cross County, Des Arc meeting again next week. That's a ton of fun. All right, I hear a coach. They just joined us. Let's stop sharing that. We got a couple coaches joining us. We'll start here with Bobby Bolding. Bring him in so we can see him. Coach, welcome into the show.
Let's see if I can get a light
That
on.
was dramatic, right?
Oh, very dramatic. We pretty much got whipped all night long until the last 5 minutes of the game. We got out-coached, outplayed, out-hustled, out-physical. And then all of a sudden, with 5 minutes to go, we decided we're going to play and win the game. And that's pretty much how it went.
Hard to put your finger on high school kids and figure out what they're thinking, I guess.
Well, I kind of knew we were playing a lot of grab booty before the game, a lot of talking, carrying on. And I just said, okay, I guess they've had enough. They're ready to call it a year. And then with 5 minutes, 6 minutes left in the game, they decided, no, let's go ahead and win this and play one more week and see what happens. And that's kind of what we did.
Think that got their attention a little bit, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. Harrison was very well prepared. They were ready to play. They're so well coached, and they just got after us. And we made some plays at the end, though. But I hope it got their attention. And I know that our kids know about Lakeside, and they know how good they are. And I think they'll be ready to go this week. They better be.
Tell me about that last drive to win the game.
Wow. All I can say is Kyrick Folks. He is one bad dude. The last 2 touchdowns was the Kyrick Folks show. He made some catches that were just freaking unbelievable. And he's got, an offer from Emporia State. These schools around Arkansas, I don't know what they're thinking. This guy is unreal. The catches he made are highlights, ESPN highlights. Every one of them was. And he just said, I'm not done playing. Y'all get on my back. I got this. And that's what we did.
That's awesome. Got Lakeside next week. You host Lakeside, right? You get them in
We do. We do. We got them at home, and that we're glad to be at home. And we know what kind of football team they are. We know what kind of challenge we're fixing to have in front of us because they're really good. They're physical. They got a great run game, great quarterback. They get after you on defense, and we're going to have our work cut out for us with Lakeside.
They played well tonight. I watched a lot of their game with Greenbrier, and they shut Greenbrier's offense down in the second half, did a really good job. It's going to be a heck of a ball game. Coach, I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in, and congratulations on getting the victory.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
You bet. Bobby Bolding joining us at Parkview gets the victory. Dramatic win. Got another one with a dramatic win. Phil Vega at Dardanelle. Coach, you're going to have to catch me up to date on this one, how this one went down. And you've had a minute now. You've had a minute to clear your head. What happened? How'd y'all pull this out?
I mean, we went in at halftime down 6, and, which we have done several times this season to very good football teams, Elkins, Nashville, Clinton, Ozark, down at halftime, and our kids haven't flinched. They haven't panicked. They haven't pointed fingers. We just end up playing ball and doing things the right way and make some adjustments. And our kids weren't ready for the season to be over, and we felt like we had a great week of practice all week. And our bunch is bought in, and I've told you before, but man, our senior class is a really, really special group. The leaders in that class are unbelievable. We have them at each level as far as, we got the skill guys, the linemen. It's really a special team to be a part of. And, that group is not only just great competitors, but they're unbelievable teammates for each other, and they have a lot of fun together. And it was just a awesome atmosphere and a good football game.
Your announcers, when I was watching the game, complimented Hamburg, and they said they felt like that was the best team they've seen this year. Do you agree?
That Hamburg was the best team we've seen.
Yeah.
Offensively, yes, that we felt like they were possibly the best team we had seen. With what they do, their size up front, and the Lewis kid is unreal. We went into the game saying that thinking that if we could hold him to 3 touchdowns, that we had a really good chance of winning the game. I think he ended up having 2 touchdowns tonight.
Oh.
So we felt like our game plan was, although they scored 34 points or however many that was. That our game plan really worked to perfection as far as, we kept him bottled up for most of the night, and defensively did a great job. We asked our corners to play man coverage, which we do occasionally, but we were about 90% tonight playing zero coverage on their receivers. And, those 2 guys, Kentrell Diggs and Corbin Barnes, did an outstanding job covering their guys, and, didn't give up a deep ball for a touchdown one time. And, we went into the game, talked to them all week. I'm the defensive back coach, and talked to them, we are willing playing this way to give up one touchdown, and we didn't give up any, and they did an outstanding job. They did catch some balls on us and so forth, but we were there to make the tackle, and so hats off to those guys for really stepping up and being huge for us defensively.
Did y'all score late to take the lead? How did
we did? We scored. They scored with 2 minutes, like 2:06, to take a 7-point lead. And we ended up going down and scored with 30 seconds to go. I think there was 32 seconds. We scored and went for 2, got it. And they ended up throwing 4 bombs on us to try to keep moving the chains. And Rod Chatton ended up intercepting their last one. And I think there was still 4 or 5 seconds left on the clock. And we obviously were able to get in victory formation.
All right, let me pick your brain. What were you thinking going for 2 instead of tying it up?
Honestly, we felt like we had a guy. I mean, our guys, man, I felt like if I would have said, hey, we're going for 1, they would have just thought, oh, man, like, come on, coach. And, where we're at and with the guys we've got, the confidence, I thought there was no doubt. Matter of fact, I told our offensive coordinator, as soon as they scored their touchdown with 2:06 or whatever it was left on the clock, I said, hey, when we score, be thinking about what you want to run for a 2-point play, because we're going for it. And he was just like, yes, sir. And anyway, we got down there for the 2-point conversion and had a play called a timeout. Didn't like how they were lined up to that particular play. But we came out in the same formation after the timeout and was hoping they'd give us that same look. And we were able to attack the weak side instead of going to the strong side like we originally had planned to do. And ended up blocked it really well. And Creed was able to walk into the end zone for that 2-point conversion. So
how about the last drive? What was that like?
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was very nerve-wracking. I know we had several films on them, and Stuttgart really moved the ball against them, throwing the ball all over them, and they gave us a completely different look than what Stuttgart had given. They gave Stuttgart, and so we did throw the ball some, but it was we ended up feeling like the run game was really what they were giving us, and so we were able to just run the ball, and we ran it all the way down the field. Only threw a couple passes on that last drive. Got a little frustrated with our clock keepers, but that's just part of football. The white hat is trying to stop the clock. The clock's running, and so there was some heated moments at a time or two, but it wasn't really towards our kids. I felt like our kids were locked in on that last drive, and I really felt like once we got the ball after their kickoff, our kids, still in that situation down 7, weren't panicking, and they just kept saying, "Here we go, boys, let's go put it in," and we did, and like I said, it was a lot of fun tonight.
Well, you have a knack of winning close games. You've done it time and time again against good teams, and I think it's paid off, and you've got that confidence that we'll go do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Our kids, I mean, they weren't phased at halftime being down 6 points. And, it was a situation we are, familiar place we've been and, against very good football teams. So, like I said, we didn't flinch. They didn't panic, weren't pointing fingers. And, we made some adjustments and just went to work.
How about Monticello next week?
I know absolutely nothing about Monticello other than they're in the same conference as Hamburg. So, and I know they won. I'm not sure what the score, what the score was. We just got done with ours, and I have talked to Coach Harvey on the phone, talked about some film trade and so forth. I know they got a long trip back home. He texted me just a minute ago and said they wouldn't be back. It's looking like 3:30 or 4.
Wow.
So they've got a long trip ahead of them, and so I congratulate him for winning, going on the road, especially a trip like that, going on the road and winning, and. So we'll go back to work Sunday and get after it.
Yeah, 48-38. They beat Gravett tonight.
Oh, wow. Like I said, I wasn't sure what the score was. I had heard it, I guess maybe at halftime or our halftime or whatever, someone had said that Gravett was up big at one point. So.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought I kind of penciled in looking at the score, and I looked down later, and Gravett was ahead. So, Monticello was ahead. So it must have been a big second half for him.
Yes,
Coach,
sir.
we appreciate it. Hey, congratulations.
Thanks for having me, Wes. Yes, sir. Yeah, you too. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Coach. Phil Vega joining us. Darnell gets the victory and moves on. They'll host Monticello next week. All right. I just texted Coach Kelly at Sylvan Hills. I'd love to get him on. I know their game went late. Look at this. Somebody's asking some questions. Let's go here real quick while we see if we can get Coach in here. What's up? We got Go Senators. Yes, that was good to hear from Coach Up. And they advance, move on, and in dramatic I bet we had 5, 6 fourth quarter comebacks tonight, maybe more, because Morrilton did that against Hot Springs, and Hot Springs almost came down and scored on the last play. Ricky says, I'm hearing Shiloh is moving up to 7A, Greenwood to 5A, and Greenbrier to 6A next season. Anybody else hearing that? Yeah, that should be right. Shiloh will move up because of the points. Greenwood, because of the enrollment, they will move down to 5A. Greenbrier, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% positive on that. I'm not sure. But it's very likely because they were in 6A, moved down to 5A. They may be moving back up to 6A. Those numbers should be coming out here fairly soon, right after the state championship game, because they calculate the points for the private schools, who's moving up, and if anybody's moving down. I don't think anybody's moving down. But then, because I know like volleyball came out this week, the volleyball state championships were a couple weeks last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago. So after the state finals, the new conferences, classifications, and each, where everybody will be coming out. So we'll have that in probably like 3 weeks. One more. Here's a couple more. Ryan says Warren over Gosnell, 44-42. What a game. Yeah, I was talking about that. I thought Warren had that in hand, and I look up, and Gosnell made a big comeback. Next up, what we got here, Ryan, 35-34. Wow. A lot. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, right? How many close games were there tonight? And we were talking about in 5A, those 4 games were decided by a total of 20 points. Every game in 5A was a 1-score game. It was fantastic. But we were talking about that all week, how awesome this week's schedule was for a week 2. Ricky, Monticello with back-to-back playoff road wins. Yeah, how about the Billies? You think they don't have a little momentum right now, some confidence going? Coach Vega knows that they're not worried about going up to Dardanelle. They just went all the way to Gravett, picked up the victory. That's 2 in a row. You're exactly right. That's a confident team like that can be scary. All right, I'm glad I saw y'all's comments. I wasn't paying attention. Glad y'all are chiming in. Anything else? You can feel free to write something in. Here, let's go scoreboard. We haven't gotten all the way down through 3A and 2A. I'll tap dance a little bit longer, see if Coach Kelly will join us. If not, totally understand. He's got a lot of things going on right now after Sylvan Hills gets the come from behind victory, another one tonight. So we were in 3A. We were talking about Mansfield. They're going to host Bismarck. Salem wins by 20. They'll host Osceola. Boonville goes on the road, beats Rivercrest. They go to Glen Rose next week. Fordyce in overtime. They will host Mayflower as the Eagles beat the smack over Buckaroos 34-7. And in 2A, we were talking about 2A, the 2A. What a dominant performance. 3 of the last 4 teams left are all from the same conference. EPC will host Mount Ida. Love that game. And Cross County, how about them going all the way to Junction City, and they beat them by 26, and it was more than that. It was a bigger beatdown than it appears on paper. Cross County was in control of that game. I'm pretty sure they mercy ruled them and probably gave up some late scores to make it appear closer than it actually was. And Desart beats Mineral Springs 48-18. So you got Mount Ida going to EPC and Desart going to Cross County next week. Awesome. That's going to be as much fun as we had tonight. Next week, it's going to be awesome too. And I'll be back here next week. We're going to do it. I know Thanksgiving's on Thursday, but we got football on Friday. So I'll be back here doing the post-game show on Friday night. And got to keep an eye on the coaching situation. Man, wild and crazy night tonight. Matt Campbell blowing up all over the place. Not sold. I am not sold. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm not sold that it's Matt Campbell. FYI, I know it's a high school show, but I was busy doing that, watching Razorback basketball for a while. They're back on track. They and look, Jackson State's not very good at all. Auburn beat them by, I think, 40 earlier this week. In Arkansas, they were up 60 at one point. I think they ended up winning by, 55. Everybody played tonight. But it was good to see after a couple close games that you felt like should have been double-digit victories or 20-point wins. Arkansas got back on track tonight and rolled easily. All right, I'm going to call it. We'll catch up with Coach Kelly later. But congratulations to Sylvan Hills. Man, what a victory. It did not look good for them. They get back-to-back touchdowns, and they hold off and get the win over Marion. A little payback for them. And Sylvan Hills just dream season. Incredible story continues, getting a little payback against Marion, and they'll get to play again next week at home. That's going to do it. I'm going to take tomorrow off. Not planning on doing a Razorback football post-game show unless something crazy happens. I doubt it. I'm not going to do it. Sunday, not planning on anything. We'll be back here Monday. I've already got a pretty good interview lined up. Travis Swanson's going to join us. We'll have our team of the week, player of the week next week. It's going to be a good week. We got a lot of high school and then coaching search. I'm sure we'll be talking to that. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we're talking about the new coach and looking ahead to the future. All right, that's going to do it. I really appreciate all y'all watching tonight. It was a lot of fun. Congratulations to all the teams that won. It was a great Friday night. We'll be back here Monday night with more sports.
All Arkansas, all sports. It's